I had every reason to fail. I mean, literally every reason. Most of you guys have a much better starting hand, I would say, than I had. I was pretty much forced to start my agency. I'd mustered up about 6 or 7 clients through cold email, and then COVID hit, and I lost all my revenue. I was about 15K a month. I lost all my revenue overnight. We were about $18,000 in credit card debt. We had no ad spend, so we were using credit cards, but we had no idea how to sell cold leads. So we're like 18,000 into this Amex card, and we hadn't closed a single deal. And we were about to shut it all down. And then on a Friday evening, we closed a PIF for like 18K, and then another client for like 4K. So we collected 22.5 on one day, paid off the credit card, and was back on ground zero. And we had like 2 clients, and within 3 months we were at like 130K a month. As soon as we got that first close and he had the process down, I mean, we took on like 60 clients in 3 months. We were acquiring like 20-25 new clients a month after that.
All Facebook ads.
All Facebook ads.
Let's get into the minutia there, because I'm sure that's like the big question agency owners have, right? So how do I make Facebook ads work effectively?
And when you're running paid ads, you have to have an offer that is so good that people feel like it's a no-brainer, that it's kind of dumb to say no, right? And there's a couple ways that you can achieve this. If you're a brand new agency, you need case studies. You need testimonials, you need results, you need something that you can show to these people. You need a power partner, because you don't have the credibility that you need. And I have a ton of examples. I'm not going to bore you with it, but I can take the best closer and put him on a new offer with no social proof, and he'll struggle to close. I can take a mediocre closer, put him on a good demo deck with a good offer and good social proof, and he'll close at 30%.
So you've worked in a variety of different niches. What are some of the top niches that our agency owners should be thinking about if they haven't picked one?
This is going to depend on the person.
Yeah.
So every niche is saturated. Every niche can be successful. I would not go into a niche like something that's just got a super small audience, like, maybe 6,000 to 10,000 people. I would not go into that.
We have with us today Brandon Spears. He has built multiple 6- and 7-figure agencies. Some of them he's owned, some of them he's partnered in, some of them he's got partial equity in. So a variety of partnership approaches. And the reason I ended up meeting Brandon, just to give you guys a little bit of context, is I saw that one of the partners in Josh Nelson's group had just signed up 108 clients in 1 month, in the month of March, and actually reach out to them. They're going to be on the mastermind next month, and they also gave Brandon a shout out as being super instrumental to their Facebook advertising. And so we ended up talking, learned about Brandon's background, and so I felt like, you know what, Brandon could share just a ton of value as it relates to Facebook ads. He could share a ton of value of understanding what it means to run an agency, to go through difficulty, all of it, right? So, Brandon, I really appreciate you taking the time to invest in this community. Without further ado, man, if you want to just, I think the best place to start, and if you've got a particular structure in mind, go for it. If you want me to kind of hit you with questions, we could do it that style. What do you prefer?
Yeah, no, I don't have a structure, man. I know what our topics are here, but there's no structure. I like to open up every 10-15 minutes and ask some questions, get some questions in, so we don't like just steamroll people. But yeah, speaking of Brady, one of the best people I've met in the online space. Super wholesome guy, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
No,
guys are in for a treat.
I'm looking forward to having him out. So I guess take us back to the beginning, man, right? So what was it like starting your agency? Where were you in life, right? You shared a little bit of that story, so I'm prompting you. And I guess take us through that initial struggle and journey, and then to your first wins, and just paint that little bit of a picture if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I mean, I had every reason to fail. I mean, literally every reason. Like, I mean, most of you guys have a much better starting hand, I would say, than I had. I was pretty much forced to start my agency. I'd always a little bit of background. My first business was a Minecraft server when I was in high school, and I taught myself to code. So as I was doing sales for a contracting company called Roto-Rooter, I was building websites and doing digital marketing on the side. So it wasn't fresh to me, but I started going through a divorce and custody battle for my kids, and I was forced to start my own business because I could no longer keep a normal job with the demands of the court system.
Mm.
So that's kind of how I was forced into the marketing game for you guys. Uh, every possibility, every reason that I should have probably failed, and I was just too naive to give up.
Awesome. Well,
And yeah.
it obviously that initial struggle led into an amazing life now. But tell us about the early days. What did that look like? What did yeah, just what did a day look like for you? Like how much time was your agency actually getting from you? How long did it take to get your first win?
So I had a couple local clients that I'd kind of mustered up that kind of started the business. So I didn't actually learn the acquisitions game until about 6 months into my agency. So my acquisition in the beginning was just visiting local brick and mortar businesses that had really bad GMBs or like not a Google My Business listing at all, and then just setting them up on Google My Business with Go High Level. Right, this is on the way early days of Go High Level. Go High Level was so much worse than it is today, and so much harder to set up.
What
But
year is
yeah, I
this?
mean,
What time frame are we talking?
2020,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
So 5 years ago.
end of 2019, beginning
Okay.
of 2020, yeah,
All right.
basically.
So we're
Um,
headed into COVID.
yeah, so that's what
Oh
I was
man.
gonna tell you guys. So first mustered up some clients, got me to about 2 to 3K a month, which was enough to live on. In Kentucky, I'm from Kentucky, so cost of living not outrageous there. It was tough, but I was able to scrape by. But no money for ads or anything else. And I went into the law niche. I'd mustered up about 6 or 7 clients through cold email, and then COVID hit, and I lost all my revenue. I was about 15K a month. I lost all my revenue overnight, and I was back to like 3K. I kept a car dealership, like an accounting firm, and something else. I don't remember the third client that I kept, but I went from like 15K like back to 3,500 a month. Like overnight, literally, as soon as they announced like court was shut down, every lawyer I had paused
Oh
or
man.
canceled. So
Jeez.
that was the
That
early days.
Yeah, I remember that initial gut punch. We had some agencies that like went from hero to zero, and then we had some that were like exploded. It was so dependent on what industry they were in, right? So a lot of the e-commerce industries all of a sudden shot up, and then it became later of like, oh, I can't even have keep enough stock, right? I have supply chain issues. But like the brick and mortar stuff where things were actually shutting down, yeah, that was a big deal. I remember we had an agency that was chiropractors exclusively in a state that it was like, nope, can't practice. Oh,
Yeah, so COVID was the best thing and worst thing that ever happened to me, and I can explain both sides of it.
go for it.
So COVID killed my agency almost, right? I'm back down to like 3,500 a month, but I had saved about $10,000 in ad spend, or $10,000. I'd put $10,000 back, right?
All right.
And again, but COVID had shut everything down. I couldn't visit businesses anymore to go back to like what I knew. So like I had a problem. I had zero idea how to acquire anyone other than cold email, which was towards the law niche. So I see this ad for 7-figure agency. And so I hop on a call with a good friend of mine now. His name's Temple Naylor, but at the time I didn't know Temple. And I spent my $10,000 on a coaching program to learn how to acquire clients through online advertising. And this was like December 2021. I don't remember. It was December something, and I don't remember the year exactly. And so during COVID, I had decided what we were going to go into was going to be an essential business. So we went into HVAC, which turned out to be an amazing decision because HVAC was an essential business. And once we cracked paid ads, which took about 2 months, which here's another big thing. We were about $18,000 in credit card debt. We had no ad spend, so we were using credit cards, but we had no idea how to sell cold leads. So we're like 18,000 into this Amex card, and we hadn't closed a single deal. And we were about to shut it all down. And then on a Friday evening, we closed a PIF for like 18K and then another client for like 4K. So we collected 22.5 on one day, paid off the credit card, and was back on ground zero. And we had like 2 clients, and within 3 months, we were at like 130K a month.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in case anybody here is not as familiar with the acronym, PIF is paid in full. So we got paid in full, which is also been some turning points for us and opportunities, right? We had a client early on for us, paid in full. We had an acquisition opportunity like staring at us in the face, of domain acquisition opportunity for buying SEOcompany.com, and we're like, all right, done, right? We immediately made that happen. So it's awesome when you can get paid in full. So wow, from oh man, we're about to turn this thing off to all right, I guess this thing works.
So yeah, it was me and a partner. His name's Jose. He's a great friend of mine. I actually sold my company to him, right? He's a good friend. He lives not far from me. And we had both maxed our credit out. I mean, we were like all in on this thing because he lost his job in COVID too. I mean, he was all the way out too. And great sales guy, man. And we're like, I think we had about $7,000 in credit line left, and we were gonna take it to the max, but we were like maybe 3 weeks away from shutting it down. If we couldn't service the debt load, and
Yeah.
just as soon as we got that first close and he had the process down, I mean, we took on like 60 clients in 3 months. We were acquiring like 20, 25 new clients a month after that.
All Facebook ads.
All Facebook ads.
All right. So then, if you don't mind, let's get into the minutia there, because I'm sure that's like the big question agency owners have, right? So how do I make Facebook ads work effectively? So walk us through that. Like, what are some of the major tips here?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question. We're about 15 minutes in here. How many of
Let's
you
do it.
guys have ran Facebook ads and had success or not had success with it?
Yeah, either use the raise hand feature or throw something into the chat. We got Jeff raising his hand. Anybody else? Anybody else using Facebook ads?
I'd like to get someone's like experience with Facebook ads, like what happened.
All right, we got Jennifer raising hands. We got Demetrius not yet. Evan, I heard you turn on some ads. Your hand should be up, my friend. All right, so we got a couple. We got some. Jennifer, Jeff. I'm throwing Evan's name into it, even though he didn't reply.
Someone give me their experience with Facebook ads.
I felt I did well running ads for my agency. I just was sucked at closing.
Okay. Anyone else?
Jeff, come on.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon. This is Jeff here from Melbourne, Australia. I ran some messenger ads and some Facebook lead form ads, and I was able to generate some individual leads for plumbing and HVAC companies. So, sorry, they were individual leads from plumbing and HVAC companies, but just found it tricky to convert. So using CloseBot through Go High Level to engage leads over text message. But yeah, just found it tricky to convert. And so, yeah, I'm all ears. And we attracted a lot of individual plumbers who are not qualified as well. So I think that was probably to do with my messaging. But yeah, I'm definitely ready to revisit it. Right now, I'm hitting cold email instead of
cold
ads.
email works.
Yeah, it really does.
We send out about 5,000 cold emails a day, so it works.
Nice.
All right. So who was the first person? What was her name? Christina, I think.
Jennifer.
Jennifer. So you said I suck at closing, and then you said it was kind of tricky to convert, etc. So I'll give you guys. So I've helped over 500 agencies over the last 5 years, and I've helped 40, 50 of them go to 6 figures a month. And it's all the same thing. It's always the same thing. Everyone comes to me and like, Brandon, my ads are not working, and it's because they can't close. So I don't know what level you guys are at in your agency in terms of MRR, but I can tell you that right now we're in what I'm calling a trust recession. All right. So when you run your ads, and you're saying it's hard to close, it's because the only reason that someone doesn't close is not because of price, it's because of trust. And when you're running paid ads, you have to have an offer that is so good that people feel like it's a no-brainer, that it's kind of dumb to say no, right? And there's a couple ways that you can achieve this. If you're a brand new agency, you need case studies. You need testimonials, you need results, you need something that you can show to these people. You need a power partner, because you don't have the credibility that you need. In the last 5 years, I've never had anyone ask me for a website. In the last 3 months, I've probably had 20 prospects ask me to see my website. That's how big of a trust recession that we're in right now. People have just been burned for so long. If you don't have case studies, you need to run, in my opinion, you need to take on as many free trials as possible. And you can spend about $500, $1,000 in ads, and you can get 10 to 15 of those. Some of those will stick. You'll get your money back. Or you can do what's called a partnership offer, where you take a percentage of revenue off of any job that you send them. Both of these allow easy acquisition with nothing up front, and you're going to find a power partner, you're going to get your social proof, and you're going to find some case studies. Once you have that, you will no longer suck at closing, because now you've developed a trust factor. If you do not have case studies, if you do not have social proof, it is going to be extremely difficult to close paid ads. So your first couple months should be nothing but building as strong a brand and credibility as you possibly can. Like when you get that first client, you need to make sure that first client gets amazing results. Right? You need to work with them. You need to make sure that you're developing a friendship with them. You're going to get a testimonial from them. You have to have social proof in today's world to close paid ads. And I have a ton of examples. I'm not going to bore you with it, but I can take the best closer and put him on a new offer with no social proof, and he'll struggle to close. I can take a mediocre closer, put him on a good demo deck with a good offer and good social proof, and he'll close at 30%. So if you guys think that you're bad at closing, it's not that you're bad at closing it. I mean, there's scripts and tie downs and call sequences and all this stuff that these sales gurus give you, but the main thing that you need is the social proof and credibility. That's the only reason that someone doesn't buy, is they don't trust you. And that's my biggest piece of advice when starting to run paid ads.
So how did you close the first HVAC client without social proof?
Jose is an absolute savage closer. So to give you an idea, Jose was the number 2 salesman at General Motors for car dealerships, and he sold leases. So to give you a background, Jose moved to Dallas, Texas from Alaska to sell these gaming machines to like event companies, and he was getting $250K a year. And before he started, COVID hit and he lost his job after moving to Texas. So that's how we started the agency, because he was stuck too. He didn't have nowhere to go. He didn't have no money. So we started the agency off of some credit cards. So if you're a really good hardcore closer, you can close some deals, but I promise you it's so much easier if you just take the time to get the social proof.
Yeah. It's one of the things that I talk to a lot of our partners about, going and working their existing network, getting people that already know, like, and trust them to buy from them, make case studies out of them. That way, if you don't want to do a free thing, if you don't want to do a rev-share thing, you could actually get some friends that sign up and then get your social proof. 100% social proof is, you got to get over that initial hump of 5, 10 clients.
Oh, I'm all about getting paid to practice. It's a motto of mine, but when you're first starting out as an agency owner, you're not used to asking someone for $1,500 to $2K a month, because you was probably making $4 to $5K in your job or $3K in your job. So that seems like a lot of money, and people just don't have the confidence to close at that rate when they're new. So yeah, friends and family, and then, free stuff. No like and trust factor 100% of the way.
What kind of I guess you've been running Facebook ads for a while now. You got a variety of things that you put in place to create that know, like, and trust. Is it what? Walk us through that funnel. What is the top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel type approach?
Yeah, so right now we're running just a direct offer, which says unlimited lead gen starting at $7.97 a month. That's our offer right now. Appointment costs somewhere around $30 to $40. We have a really good set process, so show rate's about 70-80%. On the thank you page and in the automations, we send a 5-minute VSL explaining exactly what we do and how it works. That way, when they show up, it's very easy to close. I just kind of show them some live examples and we close them. Now, $7.97 is not what we really sell. We do sell it for the people who want $7.97, but we have a $1,500 and $3K package. So there's 3 options: $7.97, $15, $3K.
All right. So you said you send them to a landing page. So what are your thoughts on Facebook lead forms, Messenger? You don't run those. You run to landing pages that send a VSL.
Yep, because you're not going to optimize your pixel. I highly recommend that you use high rows once you get a few clients. Your pixel needs to optimize. And if you're running messenger ads and lead form ads, you're never going to optimize your pixel for your ideal client. You should always be conversion based on surveys. And your survey will filter out plumbers that are not licensed and people that you don't want that are doing less than 500,000 a year. You can set conditional logic and get rid of them so it never hits your pixel.
Okay. So it's the pixel on the thank you page after you let them through and say, all right, cool, they answered all these questions, they are qualified. It's the thank you page. That's where the pixel we're optimizing for conversions off of.
Yeah, and a really important thing that I do is when I get on the demo, my first question is like, hey, Mike, did you get a chance to watch the VSL? And if they say no, we watch the VSL together before I go into the pitch.
Like it.
The VSL is huge. I mean, people show up after watching the VSL. It's like an 80% close rate.
Nice. Yeah, I've been a big fan. I feel like there's something about, I trust this medium of this video. It's still you, right? Still you presenting the information, but there's something about the fact that this is formalized information that I am receiving, not you just speaking to me, and maybe it's different for me. That just creates a different level of trust. Oh, this is how it's done.
Yeah, and before you guys go and do this, because I know some of you are gonna want to take this and run with it, you need to be in a state of cash flow in your agency, because in the beginning, when you're looking at free trials and you're looking at acquiring your social proof, you want as much volume as possible. As soon as you get past the point where you're stable in your whatever lifestyle that you're living and your agency is profitable, then you can switch to where you don't care if the calls are a little bit more expensive. You just want quality calls so that you can actually not blow up your calendar every day.
Yep.
So before you guys run, if you're in that state, absolutely do what I'm telling you to, but understand that your cost per show is going to be a little bit more expensive because you are putting them through much more friction to get there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we have that friction. Our VSL is actually 17 minutes long, so it's a bit of friction.
Yeah, we have the VSL at 6.5 minutes, and then our setter calls and qualifies them on top of that.
So walk us through. You said kind of a questionnaire type funnel to qualify them. What are some of those key questions, and what do you really look for?
Yeah, so do you own X company? Do you own a plumbing company? Do you have a license? And then revenue per year, right? We give them multiple options. Like, are you 0 to 400K, 400 to 700, 700 to 1.2, 1.2 to 2, 5 plus, right? 2+ million. Anything 400K and less, we absolutely disqualify them right out of the gate. If they don't have a license, we disqualify them.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, one of the questions we've been using, just simply because I felt a lot of people lie about revenue, is
Yep.
we've been asking employee numbers, right? And then I feel like less people lie about the employee number, how many people they employ. Not that they can't, just that I felt like people are very guarded, especially privately owned organizations, about their revenue, right? They're like, oh, you're going to try to sell me. What are
I
your
don't
thoughts
want
on
that person. I don't want that person on my call anyway.
that? Yeah.
I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to DQ them. It's going to tell them they don't qualify. What we see a lot of times is like people will go back through the survey again and then put in
Yeah.
real information.
Yeah.
So we used to send them to the Rickroll YouTube page.
Yeah.
Qualified it, especially insurance agents. When we were doing like agency ads for 7-figure agency, we just had so many insurance and real estate people coming through that if they selected that, we just send them a Rickroll.
That's funny. That's
Yeah,
funny.
because it's crazy.
So you've worked in a variety of different niches. What are some of the top niches that our agency owners should be thinking about if they haven't picked one?
Oh man, this is this is gonna depend on the person.
Yeah.
So every niche is saturated. Every niche can be successful. I would not go into a niche like dog training, something that's just got a super small audience, like maybe 6 to 10,000 people. I would not go into that. Some of the top niches: real estate investing, any type of blue collar industry, like anything from painting to landscaping to roofing to HVAC, right? All of that will always be recession proof no matter what. So I like those. I grew up installing windows and doors, and my dad was a master contractor. My uncle owns Bath Planet. So like I'm very in the lingo of that. So for me, that was I don't know why I went into law the first time. I'm from Kentucky. I much more easily connect with a contractor than a lawyer, right? I didn't do well in medical. I've taken some sales calls in medical. You should try to stick to where your personality fits. And I know that's kind of hard to understand, but if you're well spoken, very correct grammar, like you're gonna do better in the medical niches and the law niches than I am.
Yeah.
Right? If you dress nice, if that's your type, you're gonna do better there. You're gonna struggle in the contracting niches, but if you're, more casual and depending on where you're from, your personality will match better with a client type than others. So I highly recommend that you try to match your client avatar or something that you have a lot of knowledge in. So for me, I already had a lot of knowledge in the contracting space. I knew how to run the job A to Z. And if I had any questions, I had my uncle, which also served as a power partner for me and my first client as I got started in the Bath Planets. So I had a little bit of a hack there. But if you understand chiropractic, if you understand med spa, if you understand the law niche, you're going to do much better there than trying to go into a niche that someone tells you to go into because they think it's a good niche.
Yep. Same exact advice that I give. So I love it. You resonate perfectly. So power partner, you've used that phrase a few times. You mind defining that for our folks?
A power partner is ideally somebody who just can push prospects over the fence that need a little bit more credibility from you, that they can call and talk to about what type of service that you provided to them. The easiest way to get a power partner is to pay them sales commission like $500 to close until you get like a real power partner who like absolutely loves you.
Got it.
So for instance, anytime I go into a new niche, the first thing I do, one of the first 3, 4, 5 clients that I get that I connect well with, I call them like, hey, Mike, you mind, becoming a power partner, brand ambassador of ClickTitan? And like, yeah, sure. What do you need me to do? I'm like, hey, if I get a prospect on the fence, can they give you a call? And if they close, I'll give you $500. Every time it's a yes.
Gotcha.
And now you have the best social proof that you have because you have a power partner.
Got it. So in essence, someone that's willing to be a reference for you, speak good about you. Yeah, totally makes sense. I remember our early days where we just that I feel like we used to get a lot more reference requests than we do now, right? But I remember like we had specific companies that were like, yeah, we could just use them over and over and over again, and they just loved us. We didn't have to do that of like paying them anything. They just were like, yeah, do it. Send it. We're happy to help you because you're amazing. You've helped us grow our business so much. Like we'll help close anybody. Talk about the so you get a lead. What is your follow-up process to make sure that it turns into an appointment?
Yeah, so if they book an appointment, it goes to my calendar as a demo. I don't do intro call to demo anymore. So what happens is they get regular automations, morning of an automation goes out, says, hey, just want to remind you what I actually say in my automation, this one works really well, is, hey, it's Brandon from Click Titan. I got a really packed schedule today. I just want to confirm that you're able to show up because I'm trying to optimize my schedule. Let me know either way. Thanks. That almost always gets a reply. The reschedules right in the morning at 8 a.m. We know pretty much who's going to show, who's not going to show. After that, my setter calls everyone just to double confirm that they're going to show. And that's our set process. But prior to day of appointment, my setter's calling and building a relationship and qualifying them so that when he calls them day of, they answer and they know that it's George.
Got it.
So my setter's been setting for me for like 4 years, so he's super seasoned. But your setter is probably the most important piece of your sales process.
Is that the first hire that an agency owner should consider, or what is their first hire that they should be thinking about? They obviously have fulfillment handled through us. Beyond fulfillment.
Man, this is a tough question. All right, so there's two major things that take away from three major things that take away from an agency owner's day, but two major things that require set hours. So the two things that require set hours is sales and customer service. You cannot do customer service or sales at midnight or 2 a.m. or 4 a.m, right? The third thing is fulfillment. You can do fulfillment anytime. So those are the three buckets of like time sucks in an agency. So for me, whatever one you hate doing more than the other is the one that you should hire first. Me personally, I would rather set than onboard clients and integrate them into the CRM and do A2P verification and everything. I will set all day for myself before I do onboarding calls. Onboarding contractors can take anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours. So my first hire is always a customer service rep.
Got it. Love it. I want to open it up to everybody else. What questions do we have for Brandon? Anything we want to hit on?
I know you guys got some questions in here. Some of you bottlenecks. I mean, literally anything, guys. It doesn't even have to be on topic.
Demetrius said, what are some systems you wish you would have had in place from day one that maybe you didn't?
When I first got started, I wish I would have automated our onboarding process more and sales process. Like, so this is the way that I look at business, and this is from the agency point that I learned, but it's always the first step. What is the only thing that a business needs when starting to stay in business? What is the number one most important thing when you start a business? Who wants to answer it?
William says sales. Demetrius,
Sales.
customers. Dominic, leads.
Exactly.
Jennifer,
right?
capital.
So when you're first getting started, what do you need to focus on? You need to focus on acquisition, customers. That's it. Your fulfillment, your systems, your customer service, everything else doesn't matter if you can't bring a client through the door. So when I first started, I wish I would have put my tracking in place so that I tracked my cost per show, my cost per lead, all my effort, everything, so that I could dial in my numbers so I could advertise faster. That's the number one system that I wish I would have had when I started that we didn't. We just got, Jose was just such a good closer. We were just spending money and making money. And in terms of CRM, I use Go High Level. Like I'm to the point now, I focus on efficiency and automation to increase profits over anything else. So if I can bake something into Go GHL and cancel a subscription, 100% doing it. Even if it's not as good. The only thing that I recommend that you can use outside of GHL is like ClickUp. It's much better management system for scaling than GHL.
Dominique, you got your hand up. Go for it.
I do. Hello, Brandon. So thankful that you're here today. I missed the first 15 minutes, so apologies if you've already gone through a chunk of the details you shared earlier, but I know you had touched on Facebook ads for a bit. Can you share with what your process looks like with uh, that, or um, really essentially what I'm thinking is for agencies, the type of funnel or funnel options that you think are the best or that you've seen the most success with.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, so I just checked yesterday. For some reason, someone asked me, but I've had 126 agency clients that I've ran agency ads for. And I use the same funnel for every single one of them. And it's a simple survey funnel. It's got a headline when they're first starting out, headline, subheadline, survey. And then when they fill out the survey, it goes to a booking page. And when they complete a booking, it goes to a thank you page. That's it. That's our funnel. And I make the funnel super ugly to begin with because it converts better than the nicer funnels.
Yeah, no, that sounds simple. When you say the survey, is it just them being able to list their grievances or tell you what their biggest grievances are? And then in the booking link there, is it a matter of you going through that VSL that you were talking about? Like, what are the details of that, or does it vary?
So you're qualifying them. They're not qualifying you, right? This is
Okay,
their
right.
application. So on your survey, you're going to ask like, are you a med spa owner? Do you have insurance? What's your revenue level? How many customers or how many clients are you seeing a week, right? But you want to get an idea for where this company is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they meet your qualifications, then you give them the option to book a call. And on the thank you page, I run a VSL that just shows them exactly what we do.
And the ad is just the survey?
No, so the ad. All right, so
Oh,
I'll give you guys I'll let me go over Facebook ad structure in just a
oh,
second.
okay, okay.
All right, that way all you can kind of get it. But for the funnel, you can literally I call it an MVP funnel, but you can literally set it up in about 15 minutes.
Can you
All
show
you
us
need
an
to
example?
Yeah, I'll pull it up in just a minute for you
Sweet.
guys here. Actually, let me pull that up and I'll show you. There's been several people that come to me who paid like Russell Brunson's team like 50 grand to build them a funnel. And then I build them a funnel in 10 minutes and it outperforms the $50,000 funnel. Because people don't care about design and copy. The attention span is just so low that you just got to give people an option to take an action. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so yeah. So basically here is what we run. This is it. This is the funnel. Thing they want without thing they hate, restate guarantee here, and then a survey with a little progress bar on the top. This converts at about 12 to 14% on your ads. So you'll typically get $30 to $40 bookings from this funnel. That's it.
Easy peasy.
Yep. And then it goes to a booking page and then a thank you page. And the booking page is super simple too. You throw your GHL calendar in there. And that's it. Any questions about the funnel? The funnel's super easy. I can.
And you put the VSL on thank you? Is that it?
Yep, on the thank you page.
Got it.
You can see, I don't think it's got anything linked, but yeah, right here.
There you go.
That's it. That's the funnel.
Yeah,
Keep it simple.
Yeah, no questions about that.
Keep
That
it
is
simple.
Super simple, right?
Big fan of simple. We often try to make it far more complex than it needs to be.
Yeah, if I showed you a 75 paragraph sales funnel, you would never implement. Right? So the biggest key when coaching people for me is how can I give it to them in a way that they'll implement and it can be as quick as possible, right? So I give them that funnel, and once they get some case studies and some results, then I'm like, hey, just add it into the bottom of that page. and you just slowly build out a really good landing page. But it converts on mobile without anything else because it really fits the phone well.
I got your hand up. Go for it.
I'm curious about the video that's on your thank you page.
It's just a VSL of me showing exactly what we do. I would tell you to go check my current ads and funnel, but then you would be opting into my funnel. You have to schedule a call. So what we do, just so you guys know, is I sell SaaS with lead gen, because this time around I want to build a SaaS agency. I don't really care about the lead gen agency anymore. Preference, the leads, but people don't keep SaaS without leads, so you kind of got to provide both. So the first 3 minutes of the video is just me showing them like the missed call text back, the website hosting, how the tracking works with the call tracking, and then like an example of one of our clients, JHL accounts where the leads are coming in, they're being tagged, ROIs being tracked. That's the first 3 minutes of the VSL. The other 2 minutes of the VSL is showing how the actual lead gen works with Google local service ads or Facebook ads. And then the last minute is me telling them that the price is $7.97 to get started. That's it. That's the VSL. It's exactly what I would pitch on a demo deck.
And then they show up to a call and you already know the price, and okay.
There's no, if they show up to the call, they already know what I do. They already know the price. Now it's just showing them an example of how we can help them. It's a very easy conversation, typically 15-minute sales call. I'm not taking no 45-minute, let me build rapport and push on pain points. It's like $7.97 is a entry-level offer that's low enough that doesn't require a lot of convincing with other agencies' current pricing. Now, do I sell the $7.97? I always push for the $1,500, but we do sell 3Ks, 1500s, and a lot of $7.97s.
Okay. And they don't know about those options until the sales call, and you go, but we also have.
Yeah, when I give the presentation slide, it's 3 options: $7.97, 15, 3K, right?
Got it.
So people like to land in the middle. A lot of people take the $7.97, but that's how we run it.
Nice. Awesome. Any final? Oh, Jennifer's got a question.
Yeah, I think I need to run through the Facebook ad structure for people. I think that's a big question mark right now that some people are having.
Maybe I missed it. I had something to do earlier, but what do you offer for the $7.97?
Only Google local service ads and the SaaS, the GHL. So the way I break it down is $297 is the GHL subscription and $500 is the lead gen. Because again, I don't care if they cancel the lead gen. I honestly don't care, because the SaaS with the usage charges is 100% profit.
Oh yeah.
And once you integrate, I have people who leave our lead gen services that stick on SaaS. And again, I'm building a SaaS agency. The lead gen is just how I sell it with liquidating ad spend on the front end.
Yep. If you guys are interested in Go High Level, I posted the link in the chat. Highly recommend. Big fan.
Yeah.
A lot of our partners use it.
If you're not using Go High Level, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because no matter which platform or feature is ahead of them, they have 600 developers on staff. They're going to outpace everyone, especially in the agency space. Some features come out and they're like kind of half and half, but I mean, you're saving so much money that it's worth the workaround. And it's all in one place.
All right, Mike, we'll take your question and then we'll let Brandon wrap it up with the ad structure. Mike, go for it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sure. Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Sorry, I missed the first portion. But what is the actual the subscription piece of it on Go High Level? Is that the SaaS piece of it? Is that something you built for your account on Go High Level, or is that something they provide?
Yes. So I'm not gonna go super deep because it was like a whole thing. But it has 3 stages. You have your individual plan at $97, you have your agency plan at $297, and you have a SaaS plan at $497. The SaaS plan allows you to create SaaS packages and just drop a payment link into the chat for your client to buy, and then it automatically signs them up for SaaS.
I see.
and you can specify what they get, what they receive, everything with it's just click of a button of what you want to give them and what you don't.
I see. Okay, awesome.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
So ad structure. Yeah.
Ad structure. I see. What kind of audience targeting do you do for ads? Okay. So I'm going to tell you how to do it, and then I'm going to tell you where it's going, because those are two different things. So that you guys are aware, I have some ad accounts that no longer have targeting options. They only have one targeting option, which is the algorithm, which is broad. And I have some ad accounts that still have old school targeting, and I have some that have limited targeting. All right. So how many of you guys are familiar with the scientific theory of, if you're trying to do something, you test in a way that you can repeat the process, right? You want to create a repeatable process. So to do that, you have to collect data in the same way every single time. So whenever you're creating, this is for Google, this is for Facebook, this is for TikTok, any ad platform that you might ever run on or do anything with data, this is how you should do it. So when you're running Facebook ads and you're going to test, let's say that you're in chiropractic and you're going to test like 3 or 5 audiences, what a lot of people will do is they will type in chiropractic jobs, chiropractor, maybe like a school of chiropractics, and they'll put it in one ad set, and then they'll run the ad, and it'll either work or it doesn't work. The problem is, if it works or doesn't work, you don't know why it's working and you don't know why it's not working, because you have 5 audiences lumped together and you don't know which one is chewing up budget, which one's giving you leads, you know, which one is working, what's got low CPMs, high click-through rate, none of that, right? So the way to run your Facebook ads is one audience per ad set. You want to run broad's in one ad set. You want to run chiropractics, it's in another ad set, like single interest ad sets, because you want confidence in your audiences. Okay? So that's the first part. The second part, if you don't have a big budget, if you're running $25, $50 a day on ad spend, you cannot have 10 creatives in your ads. It's not going to spend enough, and you're not going to get enough data to make a decision. So you want to run one image ad, one video ad per ad set if you're spending like 25, 50 bucks a day. All right. That way you can at least get enough data on them to make a decision and let it run long enough so that, you know, you can get an appointment cost. I don't want to just keep diving in. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions around that? Because I don't want to give you guys too much.
I do. So you talked about interest targeting. One of the things that I've done here whenever we've gone into an industry is we often go pull an actual list, whether it's like D7 Lead Finder or otherwise, get all those emails, all that.
Is that
what are your thoughts on that?
Burns out really quick, and it's not as effective as it used to be because they are hiding so much data now from us. But where they're pushing us, guys, they're pushing us to broad audience targeting. It's working a lot like Google, where your ad copy and whatever you're saying in your video is going to be keyword based for how Facebook's going to take it and go find your audience. So creative is king moving forward. It's not going to be targeting and ad structure. You're going to have one option. It's going to be the broad algorithm, and your creative is going to dictate the success of your campaigns.
Did I hear that you have ad accounts that like don't have the ability to target?
Nope, they don't have the ability to target. So it's already, the change is already coming.
Interesting.
And let me just say this. I'm a strickler on data testing and being able to control my own ad sets and targeting and get creative thinking. I'm not smarter than Facebook. Facebook will always be smarter than you. So learn to leverage the algorithm, guys. Make your ads better, make your copy better so that the algorithm can take it and go find your audience. That's where it's going.
All right, y'all. Brandon, very much appreciate you taking the time today. Thank you for sharing your journey. I know a lot of people here can really relate to it. And then your knowledge about Facebook ads. Very much appreciate the time.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. And I don't do a lot of posting and stuff anymore, but if you guys want to follow my personal life, official Brandon Spears on Instagram,